Do you have hobbies?
I am not. Yeah, a lot of sex.
I forgot the words.
I'm just a musical prostitute, my dear.
I haven't hit him yet. But there's still time.
Four old ladies are still rocking away.
Picture the dingy hallway outside Wessex Studios in early '77. Spikes, leather, cigarette haze. Sid Vicious lunges at Freddie with the sneer of a brand new bulldog, spitting. So where's this opera? Darling? Mercury doesn't flinch. He simply adjusts a silk scarf, leans in, and christens the sneering punk Simon Ferocious. Humor disarms hostility. The nickname sticks like wet paint, instantly robbing Sid of the menace he'd cultivated for months. Vicious tries another jab, clumsy, off-key, but every insult ricochets off Freddie's effortless wit. Within minutes, the hallway crowd is laughing with Mercury, not at him, proving that charisma can eclipse aggression faster than a Marshall stack clips into red. Step inside the control room moments later. VU meters flicker amber, reel-to-reel tape hisses, and Queen's engineers pause as Sid barges through the door, still wounded by Mercury's verbal judo. Freddie swivels in a leather chair, eyes locked, a half-smile playing at the corner of his mouth. Silence can roar louder than feedback. Sid retorts, "At least punk is real." Freddie raises one eyebrow and taps the console. "So is perfect pitch, dear." The room erupts, engineers, runners, even a skeptical producer break into applause. Vicious storms out, clanging the door hard enough to jar a snare mic. In that instant, studio legend cements, finesse beats fury, elegance trumps outrage. Freddie once told a friend that the easiest way to tame a brawler is to turn their punch into ballet. He proved it moments after dubbing Sid Simon Ferocious. Instead of retreating, he invited the Sex Pistols bassist to watch Queen track harmonies, flaunting layer upon layer of perfect fifths. The contrast was surgical. Mercury smooth chords against Sid's ragged three-chord growl. Within 10 minutes, Vicious slipped out unnoticed, while the control room interns took furious notes on multitrack technique. Confidence can be louder than distortion. Freddie never raised his voice. He let excellence speak. Freddie admired Bowie's chameleon flair, until creative visions collided in Montreux. Bowie arrived hours late, demanded a darker bass line, and insisted on atmospheric claustrophobia for an already tense groove. Mercury fired back with soaring falsettos that split the air like stained glass. Two colossal egos fought for sonic real estate, yet neither backed down. Great partnerships survive friction. That friction forged the pressure cooker energy you now feel pulsing through under pressure. Dual reality. The track was born from a late-night pizza run, yet cost a friendship for months. Hungry after endless takes, Bowie suggested a break. In the pause, John Deacon riffed the legendary bass line. Everyone cheered, except Freddie, who felt Bowie hijack the session spotlight. Recording resumed at 3 a.m., tempers flaring hotter than the Studer tape heads. Magic thrives on thin ice. The song rocketed to #1, but the men didn't share a meal again that year. Reinhold Mack remembers Bowie leaning so close to the mic that his breath fogged the condenser capsule, while Freddie circled like a hawk, waiting for his window. They were boxing with melodies, Mack laughed, recalling how tape saturated into crimson overload. He cranked the trim down to save the take. Neither vocalist noticed. Details decide legends. Mack's quick tweak preserved the raw heat you hear today. Summer '83, Los Angeles. Jackson drags his pet llama into the studio, insisting the animal's humming relaxes him. Freddie, already juggling vocal takes, stares in disbelief as the llama spits at a Newman U87. He cracks, "Darling, even I don't bring my zoo to work." Laughter erupts, but irritation simmers. They scrapped the session after 3 tracks. Boundaries matter. Freddie later told friends, "Professionalism isn't a costume. Wear it or leave." 3 unreleased Mercury Jackson demos remain locked in vaults, haunted by incompatible work ethics. Freddie thrived on spontaneous marathon sessions. Jackson preferred endless retakes at whisper volume. Deadlock. Mercury confided to Brian May that certain geniuses breathe different air, and some atmospheres suffocate inspiration. Chemistry can't be forced. Years later, when May mixed There Must Be More to Life Than This, he kept Jackson's vocals sparingly, honoring Freddie's original verdict. By now you know Sid Vicious was the trigger for Freddie's sharpest comeback. If you nailed that guess earlier, hit subscribe, and let's push this story further. And if you were wrong, stick around. You'll walk away armed with battle-tested tactics Freddie used to turn conflict into unforgettable music. Engagement fuels discovery. Two frontmen met backstage at Nebworth 86. Plant praised Freddie's range. Freddie complimented Zeppelin's lyric mystique. 10 minutes later, talk shifted to who really invented stadium swagger. Voices rose, glasses chimed. Plant quipped, "You took our hammer," and added Rouge. Freddie shot back, "Rouge sells more tickets, love." Admiration flips to rivalry in a breath. Security sensed tension, but both singers laughed it off, publicly. Later that night, an industry exec joked that Plant's vocal runs still owned the 70s. Freddie, glass of moat in hand, replied, "And I own the 80s ledger." Silence. Plant smiled thinly, walked off. Witnesses recall the air crackling with unsaid words. Timing can cut deeper than content. Mercury never retracted. He believed records settle debates better than apologies. Picture a pyrotechnic charge. Tiny spark, blinding flash, smoke. That's ego under pressure. Producers who worked both Queen and Zeppelin sessions noticed a common pattern. Once artists surpassed 50,000 screaming fans, every critique felt existential. Arguments over headphone mixes became proxy wars for legacy. Scale magnifies friction. Yet Mercury kept a personal rule. Never leave the venue without complimenting at least one rival performance. Freddie, Rod, and Elton John toyed with forming nose, teeth, and hair. A tongue-in-cheek supergroup name for their famous features. They booked a London hotel to brainstorm. Champagne flowed, ideas fizzled. Stewart balked at sharing center stage. Elton wanted orchestration. Freddie insisted on operatic dramatics. By dawn, the concierge had heard more arguments than melodies. Too many captains sink the ship. The project dissolved before a single chord change. Years later on a radio show, Rod admitted he phoned Freddie to apologize, but ended with, "Mate, we're just too big together." Freddie laughed, replying, "Then we'd better stay beautifully separate." Self-awareness prevents disaster. Both artists retained mutual respect and solo dominance. After nearly every clash, Freddie sprinted to the piano, channeling adrenaline into new riffs. Somebody to Love reportedly started minutes after a bruising argument with a promoter. Anger became octaves. Frustration became gospel choirs. Emotion is raw currency. Mercury alchemized tension into anthems, outpacing less disciplined rivals. Fast forward to today's streaming duets. Ego over brand alignment, mismatched scheduling, and social media side-eyes. Artists ghost each other mid-Dropbox session. Mercury's era lacked instant tweets, yet the root issues, credit, control, clout, remain unchanged. Tech evolves, ego doesn't. Learning his playbook equips any creative team to negotiate clearer contracts and rehearsal etiquette. Crowds crave rival-turned-ally arcs, so tabloids craft friendship myths. Freddie once joked that tabloids married him to half the top 40. The gap between persona and reality bred rumors that sowed fresh feuds. Narratives can weaponize affection. When a fabricated Bowie-Freddie beef resurfaced in '91, it eclipsed Queen's innuendo press cycle. In a late interview, Freddie mused, "Without someone to outshine, I'd stay in bed." He confessed that every perceived enemy forced self-reinvention. From leather-clad punks to velvet-voiced crooners, each rival became a mirror reflecting untapped potential. Opposition sparks invention. He rewrote his limits because others chased him. We've journeyed through dressing room duels, studio standoffs, and midnight phone calls, each shaping Freddie Mercury's towering artistry. He weaponized wit against punk provocation, molded conflict into chart toppers, and proved that ego, when tamed, can turbocharge creativity. Remember the patterns. Meet insults with mastery, harness emotional surges within a day, and set collaboration rules before hitting record. Internalize those 3 moves, and you'll navigate any creative arena with queen-like command.